Hi everyone, I'm Muskan Acharya, an AML consultant working in financial crime compliance. Welcome to RapidAML, where we simplify everything AML through expert insights. Today we'll be discussing sanction screening, what it is, and how to conduct it through simple, effective steps. So let's get started. To begin with, let's understand the meaning of sanction screening. Sanction screening is the process of checking customer names against the required sanctions list to see if there is a match. The required sanctions lists depend on which jurisdiction a business is located in. These lists are usually mandated under a country's anti-money laundering and targeted financial sanctions or TFS regime. Sanction screening helps businesses identify sanctioned individuals or entities and report them to AML authorities. It helps businesses avoid engaging with customers who may be involved in financial crimes such as money laundering, terrorism financing, and proliferation financing. Now let's come to the main topic of this video: how to conduct sanction screening. To conduct sanction screening, a business must adopt the following steps. First, businesses must understand the TFS regime of the country they're operating in and then identify the relevant sanctions list against which they're required to screen their customers. They must subscribe to these lists to ensure that they are notified whenever any additions or deletions are made to the same. Second, businesses must collect customer key identifier details. The Know Your Customer or KYC process helps businesses collect and verify such information. Information that must be collected includes name, date of birth, nationality, address, information on beneficial owners in case the customer is a legal entity, etc. Third, businesses must search through the sanctions list to find if the key identifier details of the customer match those of anyone listed in the sanctions list. To do this, businesses may conduct manual checks or opt for sanction screening software. A screening software automates the process, making it faster and more accurate. The fourth step is disambiguating sanction screening results. The previous step of running sanction screening checks may result in matches. These matches need to be further analyzed and disambiguated. There can be four types of screening matches. First, a perfect match, or a match where it is conclusively confirmed that the customer details match exactly with the profile on the sanctions lists. Second, partial match, where customer details match only partially with profiles found during sanction screening. Thirdly, a false match, where customer details seem to match with the profile in the sanctions list at first, but upon further investigation it is found that none of the key identified details match with such profile. Fourthly, a no match, when the screening exercise does not generate any results. The fifth step is escalating the results of the screening outcome to the AML compliance officer in case a perfect match or partial match is found. The AML compliance officer must then investigate the match and report the same to AML authorities if required. In many jurisdictions, there are mandatory requirements such as freezing the funds of a sanctioned person, and that must also be complied with. Therefore, businesses must ensure compliance with regulatory reporting, fund freezing, and other obligations as required under a country's AML and TFS regimes. The last step is ongoing monitoring. Sanctions lists may be updated anytime. It is important to be aware of these updates and screen customers on an ongoing basis to ensure compliance with AML and TFS laws. Therefore, sanction screening is not a one-time process. Throughout these steps, businesses must keep proper documentation of every step of the sanction screening process, including procedures, steps, methodologies, tools, sanctions lists subscribed to, observations and findings, investigations, internal and external reporting, etc. This record-keeping exercise is also an important part of a business AML obligation and must be maintained for the period as required under the AML regime. Usually this period is 5 years. That brings us to the end of today's discussion on sanction screening. I hope this breakdown helped you understand the process better. For more expert insights on AML processes, check out RapidAML's YouTube channel. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you next time.